Let's see the first question of this video. First of all, if you want to challenge yourself, okay, so I would like you pause the video, you solve the question, and now you can continue to see if you get the correct answer. This is our problem, and what is very important is to underline or highlight the key information. You see, I highlighted here, Susan can walk around the track in 4 minutes. Daphne can walk around the track in 6 minutes. Susan and Daphne started walking at the same time. On the question, they say, how many minutes will it be until they complete a lap at the same time? So we have 4 choices, and I can tell you that the best choice here is 12, this one there. Now, how the best choice is 12? Let's explain it. First of all, A, which is 2, cannot be the correct answer because 2 minutes is less than 4 minutes and also less than 6 minutes. So we cannot use 2 minutes to complete a 4 minute track or 6 minute track. So done. Okay, you have to understand also that because you have 3 choices left, you can check. Suppose we take a 10. Okay, suppose we say 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, okay, Suzanne can make the 2 rounds because each round is 4 minutes. So the 2 rounds gonna be 8 minutes, and we have 2 minutes left. If she starts the 3rd round, she cannot finish it. Okay, so therefore we cannot use 10 because they say start same time and end at the same time. So we cannot use this. But suppose we use 12. So in 12, yes, Susan can make complete rounds. So 3 times. 3 times because 3 times 4 is 12. And let's check for Daphne. So Daphne can make 2 rounds because we have a 6 minutes. Okay, and the 6 times 2 is 12. The 4 times 3 is 12. Therefore, 12 is the correct answer. 24 is also one of the correct answers because for 24 minutes, we can have 4 minutes 6 times. In 24 minutes, we can have a 6 minutes 4 times. But here, when you have 2 correct answers based on this question, okay, before we reach 24, we can, get that 12. Therefore, 12 will be the best choice because these 2 persons can, end at the same time when it's 12 minutes. So therefore, they don't need to continue again. So we have 12 as the correct choice. Okay, let's see another problem. 12 plus 15 divided by 3 multiplied by 6 minus 4. Yes. So again, you can pause this video to challenge yourself to see if you can get the correct answer. Now, the correct answer is 38. So, you have to understand that in math, there are some order you have to follow if you want to do operation involving different kind of operations. We have addition, multiplication, division, subtraction. In that case, we use PEMDAS. You can find detailed, explanation of this PEMDAS in another video, but we can just, use it in this video to not make it so long. So based on pandas, we have to do everything or anything with a parenthesis. There is no parenthesis here, so that is fine. Okay, the next one will be exponent, no exponent. Okay, that's great. Now, multiplication and the division. Okay, so if you have multiplication and division, you work from left to right. So which one comes first will be done first. For that, we have a division before multiplication. Therefore, we're going to have a 12 plus 15 divided by 3 is 5. So we do the division part. Okay, multiply by 6 minus 4. Now, the next step, we're going to do the multiplication part. And the 5 multiplied by 6 is 30. So you have a 12 plus 30 minus 4. Okay, and we have addition, subtraction. So we do addition and before the subtraction, based again of the order. So addition comes before subtraction. And the 12 plus 30 is 42. Now 42 minus 4 is 38. The reason the best choice is 38. Okay, so there is one thing you have to understand. To pass math test, you don't need to practice like 1,000 questions. No, you can practice a few questions, but if you understand the concept, that will help you, because what will happen is that they will give you similar questions. So solving questions, and understand the concept will help you for future questions. That's why it's very, very important when you are solving question or you are practicing. So you need to understand the concept. Feel free to leave comments, if you need details or more explanation for any part of this video. So another question, we have a 3 radical 7 plus radical 7. And again, you can pause this video to work out to see if you can get the correct choice. And I can tell you that the correct choice here is the first one. So 4 radical 7. Okay, let's explain it. We have a 3 radical 7 plus radical 7. You have to understand that if you have a radical, which is here the square root, you have a square root. So if you have a square root and the number inside the square root are the same, okay, so you will deal with the coefficient. We have a 3 multiplied by radical 7. So 3 radical 7 means 3 multiplied by radical 7 plus another radical 7. And this radical 7, the coefficient is 1. It's like a 1 multiplied by radical 7. So again, we have the same number here, 7, 7 inside the radical. So we say the same root we have, which is a square root. Understand that we also have a cube root, we have a fourth root, we have a fifth root, and so on. So here is a square root. So square root, same thing for both. And we have the same number inside the root. Therefore, what we will do, focus on the coefficient. So now you have a 3 as a coefficient and the 1 as a coefficient. Because it's addition, you do 3 plus 1, which is 4, and you keep that radical 7. Another way to understand is like they say, 3 bananas plus 1 banana, or 3 students plus 1 student, or 3 apple plus 1 apple. You see, that will give you 4 apple, or 4 bananas, or 4 students. So like terms, you see, like terms. And you can see in another video when they give you question like this, where the number inside the radical are not the same. Yeah, for that you need more work to do. Okay, so we'll see in another video. If we continue now, this question here, okay, they say, what is the slope of a line that is perpendicular to 5x minus 2y equals 1? Again, pause the video and solve this question again to challenge yourself. Okay, you have to understand that this question, the best choice is what? The -2 over 5. So this one here. Okay. Why? They give you a line. the equation here, and they're asking for the slope, not the slope of this line. The question doesn't ask for the slope of this line. They ask for the slope of a line that is perpendicular to this one. So before we solve the question, you have to understand that slope, slope is that m in the equation y equals mx plus b. So we call this form slope intercept form. So this slope intercept form will help you to identify the value of m, which is that value in front of the x, which is the coefficient of x. We don't have that form here, so we need to change 5x minus 2y equals to 1 in that form. So that means we need to solve for y. To solve for y, okay, what we'll do is that we're gonna subtract 5x, subtract 5x on both sides. So the 5x cancel with a negative 5x. We have a negative 2. Y is equal to 1 minus 5x. Okay. The next thing is to divide both sides by negative 2. Why negative 2? Because we need y alone without this negative 2. We want to get y alone equals something. Therefore, we divide both sides by negative 2. So everything here by negative 2, which is same as to divide 1 by negative 2 and they divided the negative 5x also by negative 2. So negative 2, negative 2, same thing. Now, cancel out, this negative 2 cancel out. We have a y alone is equal to, okay. We're going to have 1 divided by negative 2, which is negative 1 over 2, plus 5 over 2x. You have to understand this. Negative divided by negative is positive. The reason we don't see negative sign anymore here. Okay, and you also understand that this is negative 1 over 2 plus 5 over 2x, but I can rewrite it as y equals 5 over 2, okay, x minus 1 over 2. Why? Because I want to match my result to the formula y equals mx plus b. I need the term with x before the term without the x. So doing this, the slope for the given line is 5 over 2. It's not yet the answer for this question because the question said a slope of a line that is perpendicular. Now, almost done. There is a rule saying that if two lines are perpendicular, okay, perpendicular means the two lines, form a 90 degrees. Okay, two lines perpendicular means what? The slope of one line is a negative reciprocal of the slope of the second line. So if I know the slope of this line, I can find the slope of the other line, which is the question. And the negative reciprocal means flip it over. So flip the slope over. We have a 5 over 2. If you flip 5 over 2 over, that gives you 2 over 5. But it's not done yet because there are two concepts in the rule. Negative reciprocal. Reciprocal, you flip it over. The negative means change the sign of that. So you negate the slope. So we have a positive slope here. 5 over 2 is positive. So that will change to now negative. And when you flip it, you have a 2 over 5. So the answer is negative 2 over 5, which is this. There are more questions like this you can find in another video again to not make this video too long. Okay, so the last question for this video is this: what is the value of f of x equal 3x squared plus 4 when x is negative 3? The best choice here is 31. Okay. Yes, you can again pause the video, challenge yourself to see if you get the same answer 31. Okay, now there are some techniques, or strategy you need to use if you have a question like this. You see, we have x here raised to the second power, and that's the only x we have in the expression. And they say x is -3. That means what? You're going to replace x by -3 and you compute. You do the calculation to see what you're going to get. Because x here is negative value, and they raise it to the second power, because they say x to the second power, they raise to the second power, that will turn to positive value. Anytime you have a negative value and you raise to the second power, that will change to a positive value. Okay, so because that will change to positive value, and the coefficient, so the number in front of the x square is 3, which is also positive, and the other value is also positive. That means what? Your result will be positive. So even without do the calculation, I know that A cannot be the correct answer. B also is not the correct answer. So I will be between C and the D. So this helps you to increase your chance. You see, to increase your chance to get the correct answer. Now, let's work it out. So, we have the expression as a 3x to the second power plus 4. Means that you're going to replace x by -3. Solving a question like this, please use parentheses and replace x value. So you have an x value inside the parentheses, and you have the power here, okay, plus 4. We see something before PEMDAS. Okay, PEMDAS again is here. We're gonna use it. So the P, which is the parentheses, okay, here we only have one number in the parentheses, which is -3. In case you have a operation in parentheses, okay, that's the way you have to use the P, which is to work out the operation inside the parentheses. Again, we have another video for detail if you are not good with PEMDAS. Now, E exponents, which is what? Here, you're gonna calculate -3 raised to the second power. And -3 raised to the second power means you have a -3 multiplied by the same -3, and that will give you +9. So the answer for the -3 raised to the second power is +9. It's not a -9, it's not a -6, or it's not a 6. So you have a 3 multiplied by 9. Again, I use a parenthesis plus 4. I want to go step by step to avoid mistake. So now you do the multiplication because there is no division here. So you do multiplication, and the 3 times 9 is 27. That 27 plus 4 is 31. The reason we have the best choice as 31. So you'll see more questions in the previous videos, and more questions again in our next video. Thank you. Feel free to leave any comment for more explanation or detail if you need any.